We invite the gong 3 times. The first time for those who have come before us, the second for all of you who are here today, and the third time for those who have come or are to come in the future. Good morning. I'm Kathy Mitchell, and I'm one of your service leaders for today, along with Jake Tranter. We welcome you to this wonderful Umpqua Unitarian Universalist congregation. Here you can be yourself, but not by yourself. Whoever you love, however you name the holy, you are all very welcome here. Please stay for coffee and conversation after the service so we can all get to know one another better. Much appreciation goes to our greeters, Dana and Gemma, to our staff, Genevieve Gonzalez in the office, and to Jake Tranter, our media director, who is also our service leader for today. We now move in compassion for those in need. And this is a combined area of the larger Roseburg community and several churches in the Roseburg community. This is a collection for the Fish Food Pantry. We now invite announcements, and I believe that Sharon has one.
Okay, first of all, remember to sign up for Thanksgiving if you're going to come. That's one. And the second one is, I'm not going to peek, but I want you to put up your hand in a minute. I'm not going to peek. Okay. I've heard that nobody reads In the Loop and the UmQuest. Now, I do the In the Loop, and all it is nuts and bolts things about what's happening. So if you're not reading it, I'm going to not peek. How many people are reading it? Okay. So, because it tells you a lot of what's happening. And if you don't read it, sometimes you hear rumors or gossip or whatever that isn't true. And it's more likely you're going to get a full scope of what's happening if you do read it. So I just want to remind you of that. So thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
We're going to move into some opening words now, followed by the lighting of our chalice. Come, let us gather as one community, united by our shared humanity and our commitment to care for one another. Today, we reflect on the abundance of our world and the ways we can ensure that all have a place at the table. May this time together kindle within us a deeper compassion and stronger resolve to act with justice and love. And now, as we light this chalice, may its flame illuminate our shared commitment to justice and compassion. Let it remind us that, like this flame, our small actions can kindle warmth, hope, and transformation in the lives of those who hunger, be it for food, dignity, or connection. Together, we bring light to the shadows and strength to the weary. And now rise in body or in spirit for our first hymn, Gather the Spirit. It is in your gray hymnal.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this life appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store. Nurtured in love, conscious refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon, fed by the sun. Winter to spring, summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again.
Now's the time in our service where we share joys and concerns with silent or spoken candle lighting. Those of you who would like to light a candle, please form a line to my right. If you're lighting a spoken candle, please give your name and please be brief. Now's the time for our church offering. The offering is a sacrament of the free church. May the gifts that we receive be appreciated, and may we be truly grateful. I already looked and there's only one. Thanks for your help, but. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in our community and in the wider world. And now stand as you are able, for from you I receive.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
We have another song, so you might as well stay standing. This is We Would Be One, which is number 318 in the Gray Hymnal.
We would be
Now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Jan Rita, who's here with her husband, Kim. Jan is the executive director of the Fish in Roseburg. Fish is the largest food pantry in Douglas County. Growing up in a family that relied on food pantries, Jen experienced firsthand the challenges of food insecurity. These early experiences shaped her deep commitment to ensuring every family need is met with dignity, choice, and compassion. Under her leadership, Fish serves over 900 families each month and has implemented innovative programs like DoorDash partnerships and culturally sensitive food options to break down barriers to access. Jen's personal journey fuels her dedication to creating a welcoming and inclusive space, helping to build stronger, more resilient community.
Good morning. I want to first apologize. I am getting my voice back, so if I crack or sound wobbly, I apologize. I'm going to begin with sharing just a little bit about my story. I was born to teenage parents. They were 15 and 16 when I was born. They struggled to make ends meet, and because of this, food insecurity was a constant presence in our life. We relied heavily on food stamps and local pantries, often uncertain where our next meal was coming from. That also fueled my want to be in my community and to give back from a young age. I have been working in nonprofits in a volunteer position most of that time, from the time I was 6 years old. Any time that we could go out and give back to our community, that's where we were at. Back then, food pantries operated differently than they do today. Families were handed pre-packaged boxes of food, often filled with the most random of items that didn't always go together or meet dietary needs at all. My mom, a child herself, had to figure out how to turn those boxes into meals to feed her growing family. On top of that, she lacked the education to make healthy choices with the little bit that we did get. These experiences shaped who I am today and fuel my passion for the work we do at Fish of Roseburg. Our mission goes beyond providing food. It's about restoring dignity, offering choice, and empowering individuals with knowledge. Food insecurity is a pressing issue nationwide. According to the Oregon Food Bank, 1 in 8 people in Oregon faces hunger, and rural communities like Douglas County are disproportionately impacted. We have a number of every 5 in 8 individuals in Douglas County are facing food insecurity. In our county, the challenges are profound. Rising grocery prices, economic pressures, and limited access to affordable, nutritious food create significant barriers for families. Compounding the issue, traditional sources of food support, such as the Oregon Food Bank and Feeding Umpqua, you may know them as UCAN, have reduced the amount of food they provide to no fault of their own. It's what's coming into them. This reduction forces local organizations like Fish to stretch resources further to meet growing needs. Food insecurity isn't just about hunger. It's also about stigma. Many individuals feel a sense of embarrassment or shame when turning to a food pantry for help. At Fish, we are striving to break down these barriers by creating a welcoming and inclusive space. At Fish, we are dedicated to being more than a food pantry. We are a place of hope, dignity, and action. What started in a church closet in 1971 has grown into the largest food pantry in Douglas County, serving over 900 families each month, and that number continues to grow. Last year, we served 2.6% more individuals, and I did the math on Friday. We are set to grow by about 7%. Our unique model allows families to shop based on their household size, choosing items that fit their needs and preferences. This approach reduces waste and restores a sense of agency to those we serve. We've added small but meaningful touches to make our pantry more colorful and inviting. From vibrant art on the walls, which, by the way, was a community project. We had over 250 individuals come help us paint a large piece of artwork that is hanging up on the walls. To a cookbook lending library, every detail is designed to make clients feel at ease. We even have fidget toys to occupy little ones while their adult shops, making the experience smoother for everyone. We also have UCC STEAM Hub, who brings STEAM kits, which STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math, out once a month to hand out to our kiddos. And they always leave a bunch so that we can hand them out throughout the month. We know that the barriers to cooking or eating can prevent families from fully utilizing the food that they receive. That's why we ask the important questions. Do you have access to a stove or refrigerator? Are there foods you avoid due to allergies or cultural reasons? By addressing these barriers, we're ensuring every family gets food that they can use and enjoy. We also, like you mentioned earlier, have several programs that we use. We partner with DoorDash to deliver food out to individuals who cannot make it into the pantry, which is great for our senior community. We have started a culturally and dietarily sensitive food section. We provide diverse food options to meet the cultural and dietary needs of our clients. We have agency shopping hours. We allow other agencies who have clients who can't make it in, come in our off hours to shop for those clients. When we use DoorDash, our clients, we've got rules with DoorDash. We can only deliver within a 10-mile radius. We can only deliver up to 15 pounds of food. And because we can't guarantee the safety going from us to a DoorDasher to the client, because so much of our food is already at or close to those dates, we no longer put anything perishable in those boxes. So the agency shopping hours allows them to come in, shop. They're taking responsibility for getting that food to their client in a timely manner. Since we have started that about 5 months ago, we've already had 179 other agencies come in and shop for clients. We are also partnering with Thrive Umpqua and OSU Extension, or Food Hero. OSU Extension comes in and does a tasting with a healthy recipe using items that we have at the pantry and handing out the recipe. And oftentimes they'll have part of the ingredient that we wouldn't carry at the pantry, like the spices, because we very rarely get spices in. With Thrive Umpqua, we now have a healthy choice every month. They give us recipes for that. And then they are also going to be holding a cooking class once a quarter for our clients to come in. We're going to do it about an hour and a half before we open. They'll have the cooking class, and then they get to be the first individuals to shop. Our work is not without its difficulties, though. Rising food costs and increasing demands have pushed us to adapt quickly. Most notably, we receive less food every month from the Oregon Food Bank and Feeding Umpqua, which used to be our significant source of support and income. We are also excited about new opportunities. Recently, we gained the ability to pick up perishable items from local grocery stores. UCAN is running out of staff. They don't have enough people to go out and pick up from these grocery stores that they normally would. So since we are one of the largest in Douglas County, they've asked us to start picking up at certain stores. To fully capitalize on that, we're working toward purchasing a refrigerated and newer van. Our van has seen better days. It's been beat up, but it's going to keep on trucking until we get that money coming in with grants and donations. This will bring even more fresh and healthy food to those in need. While FISH focuses on structured support, we're also looking for new ways to reach those who can't access the pantry. One of the most exciting plans that we're hoping in February, we will be opening one Saturday a month And if that works, we'll be opening 2 Saturdays a month so that individuals who work or have other commitments can make it in during those times. To make this happen, we need volunteers. If you've ever wanted to make a difference in your community, this is a fantastic way to get involved and help ensure no one is left behind. We're also deeply grateful for the Roseburg Food Project, often called the Green Bag Project. This community-driven initiative allows individuals to become food donors in an easy, consistent way. Every 2 months, participants fill a green bag with non-perishable food items, which are then collected and distributed to fish. This program exemplifies how small collective actions can have a big impact, providing a steady stream of food, an average of 12,000 pounds of food every month, which sounds like a huge number. However, when we did the numbers this week, we give out 4,000 pounds of food a week. So that food does not last long. It does give us variety, but it does not last long, to help us meet the growing needs of our neighbors. Additionally, we're thrilled about the Umpqua Valley Little Free Pantries initiative, which is brand new as of 2 Saturdays ago. These small community stock pantries are run by neighbors for neighbors. They aren't managed or stocked by Fish, but by individuals and families who choose to place one on their property or help stock one in their area. This initiative fosters a sense of community and provides immediate, no questions asked access to food or supplies for those in needs. Reflecting on my own experiences with food insecurity, I understand the profound impact that access to food can have on a family's well-being. At Fish, we're not feeding people, we're creating a space of dignity, warmth, and empowerment. From colorful walls and fidget toys to Saturday hours and refrigerated trucks, we're constantly evolving to meet the needs of our community. Initiatives like the Umpqua Valley Little Free Pantry show the power of grassroots action, and we invite everyone here to be a part of the solution. Whether through volunteering, donating, or simply spreading awareness, your support makes all the difference. Together, we can create a Douglas County where no one goes hungry. Am I allowed to ask if anyone has questions?
We have an opportunity to
Okay.
do that,
Okay.
and that'll happen now.
Okay. Yeah. So we require 16 or older unless you have an adult who is willing to take responsibility for you while you're there. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sharon Barlow Palm. I was hoping you'd bring one of your little houses. Because I ran into Jen at Farmer's Market, and they have these adorable little houses. They're like the library books that you put out in your front yard. And I think we still have 8 stakes that we can volunteer. You put them in the ground and put a post on them and put this house on them. And I know we can't wait to get one, because we live on Southeast Main and Lane, and there are, I'm sure, many people who in our neighborhood who would benefit from that. So I can't wait.
Absolutely. That area is a complete food desert.
Yeah.
We have been working with the Food Connections Committee for Douglas County, trying to get food options out there. The Little Free Pantries is what she's talking about. She got to see us on our opening day. It was cold and rainy, but we were out there with our little house. But they're just like the Little Free Lending Libraries. So it's each homeowner's responsibility to create the box or purchase the box, and then they can put it in their yard. And it's their passion that fuels stocking it, hoping that other people in their neighborhood will help them stock it.
Yeah. Also, I think you volunteer with Green Bag, right? my husband and I do the Green Bag Project, and it's I think it's really a lot of fun, you know, and it's a way of giving that's really visual for you. But the other thing I wanted to mention, I would hope we can get together, a few of us, in our yellow shirts and volunteer for fish. So, and make sure that people know who we are. I think that's one thing of being in the community that makes you feel good and know you're doing something. So,
Well, we are looking for volunteers to start for our new Saturday hours.
okay. All right.
And that would be lovely. And yes, the green bag, the day that all the food comes into the green bag project is such a phenomenal thing to see. And I invite anybody, well, first of all, I invite anybody out who would like to come take a tour of the pantry to come take a tour. It's pretty impressive. I've been in a lot of food pantries. It's pretty impressive, and that was way before me. But yeah, I invite you out on the second Saturday of every other month is when all the food comes in from the Green Bag Project. And it is really something to see.
I know I told you this month I've ordered little cans of the Danish cookies, and I'm going to put bows on them so that there's at least some sort of celebratory treat for the season to maybe make people feel a little happier. So.
And one of the projects that we do every holiday season is the month of December. When a family comes in to shop for their family, they get an added bonus of either a turkey or a ham and a 2-pound block of cheese.
I'm Maureen, and I've been volunteering at the Fish since March, doing a Monday afternoon shift, and I've been helping with food-related projects since I was in grade school. And it has been the most enlightening thing. Number one, I love Jen. She's amazing. But to actually work a shift at the Fish, when she says 900 families a month, that's 8 hours a week is all we're open. And so it's very busy. I think last Monday when I worked, we had in 2 hours, we had 77 households come through. They're pushing a cart, they're filling their cart, they're loading their car, and they're going away. We're all kind of like, holy cow. I've learned so much about food pantry, and I'm a neighborhood coordinator for Green Bag, so I can inform my donors on my route of what's really, really needed. And something that I learned, what's fabulous about the Fish, it's not just like, when you think of the old days of canned food drives or what you'd put in a big bin at Bi-Mart or whatever, you know, cans of soup and stuff, these families get meat, or canned tuna, canned salmon, or they leave with a lot of protein. They get eggs and milk and huge amounts of produce. Huge bags. The produce bags might be 10 or 15 pounds of
Easily.
Produce a week. And they get to choose how much of this do you want with the produce? Are you going to use all this? And if somebody's like, no, we're allergic to onions or whatever, they take that out. It is so phenomenal. The work there, I'm so tickled to be part of it, and it's like the Mondays are like the best, but sometimes often the hardest days of my week because there's so much need, and there are people that are so grateful, and they're just like fawning over us on how grateful they are. There are other people that you can see their shame. They won't even speak. It's hard to see that right in our own community. But there's so much that we can do. And the food project is one. You've got a neighborhood coordinator. You can sign up online, and neighborhood coordinator comes to your house those Saturdays and picks a bag up off your porch. That's all you have to do. The work at the pantry is varied. There's some of us that just stock and fill shelves. There are other people that take in the clients and register them and track what their status and demographics and everything on the computer. It's just a phenomenal organization, and there's so much need. It is close to my heart, as you can tell.
And we love working with Maureen too. She is. She's been such a help for me because she's been in this field a lot longer than I have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that in age ways. But one of the things she said is that they have choice. So when a family comes into the food pantry, they get a color based on the size of their family, and then they get to go and shop for their family. They get to make the choices for their family. And there are times when we get special items like the cookies. We just got a bunch of face cream in from Costco. Random, I know, but you see moms going through the pantry and they're picking out things for their kids. Their kids are the most important thing. And then they get up to our little random spot where they're allowed to take an item. And this week it was all face cream. And they cry. They're like, something for me. These moms who don't get anything get something for them. And so those random cookies, the random face creams mean so much. And that's one of the things that Green Bag gives us, is it gives us variety. Because if I have to use the funds that I get to go shopping, I'm not buying the good stuff. I'm buying whatever I can get, the cheapest I can get, so I can feed the most families. So the Green Bag Project gives us such variety. The donations of the cookies and the weird stuff that comes from Costco are amazing, amazing parts. The fidget toys. We have kids who are embarrassed to be there, and then I pull out the treasure box and their face lights up. And I now have random kiddos that come in once a month with their mom, and they know to run to my office because I've got the treasure chest in there, and they want their fidget toy.
So I just want a confirmation. Did you say that 5 out of 8, that 5% of people out of 5 out of 8 in Douglas County are experiencing food insecurity?
Yes.
Which means that when I'm wandering around in any of the stores or anywhere in this city, the person next to me is probably not having enough to eat.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's not always about not having enough to eat. It's about having the education to eat the right things. It's about having to buy the cheapest, most unnutritious items to feed their family. One of the biggest reasons why food insecurity is so prevalent here in Douglas County is honestly housing. We are in a serious housing crisis in Douglas County, where they're spending their entire paycheck just to have a roof over their head. And they have to make those choices of, do I keep this roof over my kid's head, or do we eat?
And then you said UCAN is reducing what they provide.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because I've been moving food. So Maureen moves the food in the pantry, and I move it from UCAN down. And I'm continually surprised over this past year or so that I used to bring 3 or 4 pallets down. Now they give me 1 or 2. So that to me is a physical manifestation of how much less is coming from bigger organizations. Make me going, how can we help the smaller, Douglas County organizations like the Green Bag? It's only once every other.
yeah, the second Saturday of every other month.
Are they thinking about increasing that to once a month?
No.
Just too much overload
Yeah.
for people.
They found, when they did a study, because this is a nationwide program, and when they did the study, that 2-month mark is just the right amount of time for people to fill those green bags. But the food coming from UCAN has several factors. Yeah, one of them is there used to only be 18 pantries in Douglas County. Now there are 23 pantries in Douglas County. So the percentage of what we get from UCAN has gone down. We are the largest. We are getting the most food from UCAN out of everybody that they give food to, all the other pantries. But it's gone down. They said that they used to get between 5 and 12 pallets of food. We go up there twice a week. So every day that we'd go up there to get our food, it'd be between 5 and 10 pallets. Now we're lucky if we get 3.
Any other questions or comments?
Well, the fish pantry is 405 Jerry's Drive, which, if you're familiar with where Costco and Aviva Health are, we're right there. We're on the Jerry Bruce Community Campus. When Jerry Bruce passed away, he donated the land to Roseburg, stating that only nonprofits could be on there. So there are 5 nonprofits that are housed on the Jerry Bruce campus. But we're right next to Aviva. We share a parking lot with them. No, we're right next to them. UCAN is up top. We are right next to them. Right next to Aviva. Yeah, if you go in that first or second driveway on the left, we're right. You drive past Aviva, and we're right there. And 1 second, and then the Green Bag Project was started actually, I believe, Ashland, and it was just they went to several food banks and asked them if they could do it. Carla Rohde, who is on our board, said we can do that. And so she brought it here in 2012, I believe. And it's been going ever since. It's the second Saturday of every month. And the neighborhood coordinators, we have 73 of them now, have green bags, and they take them to their neighbors. And they ask them over that 2-month period, every time you're at the grocery store, pick up an extra item. If something's on sale, pick up an extra item, put it in that bag. And then the second Saturday of every month, those neighborhood coordinators go around their neighborhood, they pick up those green bags, and they bring them into Fish.
But they don't
Would-
go out 12 miles outside of town to get them, do they?
We stay within Roseburg proper, simply for the fact that there are other pantries, and we don't want to take away from what they're getting. They get such little food from UCAN that we don't want to hurt them in the process.
Would it be reasonable to, like, the Saturday or Sunday after, if we had green bags here, if we could be considered a neighborhood, and we could all bring our green bags on a certain day, or fill the green bags on a certain day, would that be a reasonable thing to do?
So we can add each of you to Maureen's neighborhood, and Maureen can pick them up.
We just need to put it in, not in the loop in case. Yeah, but, make announcements that we're gonna be collecting. Because I know what I usually do is go to Dollar Tree, and they have milk that's non-perishable.
Yep.
And so I fill up a bag with milk so that people who come in can have milk.
Yep, so we don't accept large groups. They don't tend to work for the project. But if anybody wants to sign up for the Green Bag Project, we can add you to Maureen's neighborhood, and she can pick up.
Also, we've been doing the green bag thing for several years, and friends can bring over a bag.
Yeah.
So if you live out of Roseburg proper, you could just take your green bag to your friend, that does green bag. The other thing I wanted to ask about, is it called Free Pantry? Is that the one with the little houses?
Yes, so Umpqua Little Free Pantry, again, it's a nationwide program. It's just like the little free libraries that people have in their yards. The closest one to us is up north of Eugene. So we decided as a food systems committee that we wanted to bring that down to Douglas County. Because we've got petitions going around trying to get grocery stores over where there's a food desert. It's a long road, and we needed something to bring food to that area. It's one of the reasons why the farmers market has moved downtown.
Do they buy the little house?
Yeah, you can buy it. We are currently in the works with talking to Sutherland High School, their woodworking program, to kind of work together so that we can purchase them through them. And that way we're helping 2 different nonprofits. But the one that we had at the farmer's market, I was in a hurry and all of my builders were busy, so I got it on Amazon for $40.
Anybody else?
This is a question about the little pantries.
Yes.
Is there going to be, I don't know if the little libraries, I know there's one in my neighborhood. I don't know if there's like a website that lists where they all are.
Yes, so we just opened our Facebook page, and anytime we get a new pantry, we'll put the link up to the map. There's a nationwide map, which is what we would link to, and we would get you registered on when you open up your little free pantry.
I have some surly neighbors that, like, I convinced them to do green bag, and then they backed off because they were so suspicious that people take advantage of food pantries. And I can just see people saying, well, people are just going to drive around and clean those out every week.
And I have had several people bring that working in a food pantry, you're going to have people that take advantage. Having the little free pantry, you're going to have people that take advantage. But if we close everything down because there are a few people that take advantage, we're really hurting our community by not allowing people who actually need it to get in there.
People who take advantage, that's their problem.
Yep.
That's not our problem.
No,
So,
that's why we keep on doing it.
Kind of a thought, maybe in closure. Unitarian Universalism as a religion, as a faith, is all about those principles we talk about up there. And if you're fairly new to us, this is called social action. And if you read the first two principles, which are believing in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Those two tell us that this is a rightful social action for a Unitarian. So, Maureen, you may need to bring a truck for those bags.
Hopefully we get our new refrigerated van and I can just come pick them up. So I know Maureen's waiting, so I'm going to close out by saying make good choices. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, everyone, please rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn, number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning.
For
though we extinguish this light, may we carry its warmth into a cold world, striving to build a community where no one is left hungry or forgotten. Let us leave here with open hands, ready to nourish, to heal, and to serve. And then join in our closing circle.
Your journey,